Hi folks, how are we doing? LMP3 at Mugello, and it is remarkably fun, this circuit, but it can bite you in the rear end, so let's crack on with it. Right then, fast lap done and dusted, and as you can see, it's quite a fun circuit, but there's a lot of throttle control in this, so please bear that in mind. Anyway, rules tab, always have a read of this, just so you know how the off tracks are generated, and one or two weird slowdowns as well, so give a read of that. Sometimes there's pictures in there, but always give that a read in there. Info for you, we're using the fixed iRacing setup because we follow the fixed series, and track time of 90 Fahrenheit and a moderate use of 44% is what I always use for these guides. Now, the lap I'm going to show you, my fastest is a 43.5, and technically I went a little bit faster than that, but that had an off track, so we can't count that one, and I had light fuel. So we pitted, we got some more fuel, some fresh tyres, brand new car because of reasons, and we did a 43.803, which is what I'm going to show you. So the fact I nipped into the 43s, I'm really, really happy with, but generally low 44s, nipping into the 43s when I get a few corners, absolutely spot on. And please be careful in the first chicane. It is a proper pain in the rear moment. You have to compromise the first bit. It's turn 2 and 3. Compromise the first one to really maximize turn 3, because that's the one that leads onto the straight. So getting turn 3 right is the main objective. It's so easy to take too much speed into turn 2. So please bear that in mind. It's a battle of compromises. Always focus on the one with the better exit. Anywho, yeah, off track around here are quite easy to tot up. We finished a practice session of like 20x, so I probably would have got DQ'd in an actual race, but yeah, as long as you know where they are, you should be absolutely golden. This week should be okay. I'm kind of looking forward to this. Multi-class should be okay. There's a lot of fast corners where we can overtake them, but there's also a lot of fast corners where, you know, potentially it could cause issues. And also, I weirdly found this quite difficult to overtake because of the, yeah, there's a lot of fast corners towards the end, sort of middle to end of the circuit. And getting in that dirty air is a real pain in the rear for overtaking. There is a little bit of slipstream down that back straight, but unless you're like 0.3, 0.2 up there, you know, rear wing, you can't actually get past them. So racing could be interesting around here. And by the way, frames are an issue. Don't know if you can see that, but I'm down to 50. I was down at 52 then. For some reason, this circuit is quite hard on graphical rendering and all that mumbo jumbo. I don't know why, but you might want to reduce your graphical settings just to get that frame rate up. That's another tip for you there. Otherwise, OLAP, BLAP, telemetry, and replay file will all be in my Discord. Link will be downstairs to do it. And we also use Garage61, which is an online telemetry tool. Not affiliate with them or anything, just think it's a very useful thing where you can see my telemetry and put yours over the top so you can see exactly where you're losing time to me or gaining time on me. Because again, we want everyone to be faster than me because then everyone will be very competitive. Enough of me waffling. Let's crack on with the guide. Right then, Mugello, this fantastic circuit is actually owned by Ferrari that have been in the news recently. Who knew? Anyway, hunting for turn 1. This one is quite tricky. Avoid the curb. I didn't like braking on there, unsettled the car, but just before the 100-meter board, we'll brake in a nice straight line, get down the gears, and then turn in relatively early-ish, but don't get to the apex too quickly until you get to now. Second gear through here, ease the throttle in. We sort of go uphill at this point, so the grip is okay, but try and stay to the right-hand side if you can to meet this curb. As soon as you get to this curb, you sort of need to ease off now. now. Get on the brakes. You can go down to second if you want, but I'd probably recommend staying third. A little bit of a tickle on the curb, but try and stay left as far as you can to really open this right-hander for two reasons. You want to apex just that second yellow sausage curb because you don't want to run too far wide here because there's an off-track and you can spin out there quite easily. Ask me how I know. Bring the car over to the right-hand side now, and just before the 50 marker, we're braking down the curb on this one. Again, take the first bit slow, just apex after the sausage curb again, and try and open this right-hander as much as you can, just to get that straight line speed out of the corner to really try and benefit your lap time. You can run a little bit wider here without too much issue, but be cautious anyway about spinning again. This corner is hilariously fun because the marshal post there, dab of brakes, keep it in fourth gear, a little bit of curb on the apex, and make sure you don't go on power too early because you will understeer wide. You want to stay mid to right circuit for this left-hander. It's nearly flat out, but don't do a George Russell and go completely across the gravel because there is an off-track out there as well. Bring the car over to the left-hand side, and just at the start of this curbing, you want to get on it and then sort of turn in. Now, this is cambered in on the apex, so if you're going too wide, bear that in mind. Little graze of brakes and tickle the throttle to try and not run too far wide here on the left-hand side. Straddle the curb, and then just before it ends, we want to start turning in for this very fast over a slight crest. Don't cut it too much because it's an off-track and a slowdown there, so bear that in mind. And do not run too far wide because there is an off-track out there as well. Coming over the crest now, we're looking at the edge of the gravel trap right there on the left. Just as we go past it, you want to brake nice and easy downhill. This is so easy on the lockups. Again, compromise this one. Avoid the yellow sausage curb, but get as close as you can. Stay far right-hand side. Turn it in. I turn in a little bit too early there. Try and aim for the second sausage curb on that one. And again, do not run too far wide on exit because there's another off-track. You can sense a theme around here. Anyway, another over-the-crest braking zone. So just as the end of the curve, you can just see over the top there. Brake in a straight line. Again, avoid the curb braking because I found it unsettled the car. Second gear for this one. Let the car drift in nice and slowly and get a nice late apex. Feed in the power. Do not run too far wide here by getting on the power too early. It's very, very easy to do. And there's not a lot of curb here on the left-hand side. You can touch the grass very easily, so bear that in mind. These little chicanes that are marked as corners, they're not really corners. Just take them flat out. You'll be absolutely fine. And we're coming to one of the best corners on the circuit. Now, this is very, very fun. You can actually brake really, really late. So just before the 50 mark, just brake in a straight line. Go all the way out to this sort of painted section over here. Get the car slowed down and then begin to rotate. This is better for lap time, but it can introduce people doing dive bombs into this corner. So if they do dive bomb, let them go and just get a better exit. If you can get a better exit out here, the straight is long enough to it, you can actually slipstream past. So bear that in mind that it's not too bad. Last lap might be a little bit different, but that's us done and dusted anyway. Brilliant circuit, really do like it. It's nice and big, this circuit as well, so multi-class should be relatively easy. But that's us across the line in a 143.803. So yeah, pretty good. I'd like to get into low 43s if I can. The open setup will of course be quicker, but you can still use this guide to try and help you out. But anyway, if this did help you out, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I love your YouTube stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one.